So Real Broker has an innovative, industry-disrupting business model. It's pretty different than the legacy broker business model. So it's very common for a lot of agents to have questions about the benefits of Real Broker. So today I'm going to answer the top 10 questions that agents have about Real Broker. So the first question that I often get is, how does Real work? And this is a legitimate question. So Real Broker is a cloud-based brokerage compared to the traditional franchise brokerage model that you're probably more familiar with. And what that means is that there is no franchise owners, there is no physical brick and mortar offices that you go into. Instead, every state has one broker that oversees that entire state and oversees the compliance of all those states' contracts. And you may be asking yourself, how can just one broker handle an entire state? It's actually pretty easy. The traditional broker that buys a Keller Williams franchise and opens up a Keller Williams office, they are running a business, and that is their number one focus. Number one focus is their business that they're running. And so they're hiring and firing people, they're managing staff, they're buying office equipments and renting office spaces and hiring and firing agents, right? That is their priority. That is the most of their time is running their business. Now, a state broker at Real, they are not doing that. They are not running a business like a traditional franchise broker are. Their only role is contract compliance and agent support. That is their two responsibilities. They review everybody's contracts, and they're there as a resource if you have questions, and they do provide training for their local agents as well. Now, because Real Broker is cloud-based, they don't have nearly as high of operating costs as all the franchise-based brokerages do. There are no physical brick and mortar offices, there are no franchise fees or regional management fees or anything like that. So Real Broker is saving a lot of money, and they are passing that on to the agents. And they do this by having incredibly low caps and incredibly low fees. They do this by providing their agents with completely free stock in the company. There's 4 different ways to get free stock in the company. They do this by providing agents the opportunity for revenue share for helping grow the company. And they do this by providing us with great technology and tools for us to use. They're reinvesting that savings into us agents. And that's really like the biggest benefit of a cloud brokerage versus an expensive franchise-based brokerage. So the next question I often get is, does Real Broker provide training? And the answer to this is yes. Absolutely, and I way prefer the training I get here compared to my last brokerage. So Real Broker has 3 to 4 different live trainings that go on every single day, which you can tune in and watch live, and you can answer questions, participate. But they've also got an archive of well over 400 video training and video classes that you get instant access to as soon as you join. And a lot of this training is very high level. The agents at Real Broker are the ones providing that training, and it's some really next gen, really high level training on some really interesting topics, anything from Facebook marketing to YouTube videos just like this. And in fact, I have my own exclusive training in this archive as well on how agents can use YouTube for lead generation. And so not only do they have a huge database that's growing of video training that you get instant access to, not only do they have 3 to 4 live trainings a day that you get instant access to, but they have weekly masterminds, which I absolutely love. There's several different weekly masterminds that go on, and these are essentially Zoom calls that have 40, 50 people on there, and you kind of mastermind and talk to each other about a specific topic. There's one every single Tuesday that I like to go to, and I like it just for accountability. It kind of keep me kind of connected and keep me motivated and keep me going. And I can ask questions, and you can actually build relationships with agents this way as well. There's another one every Monday about social media and marketing. There's some about agent attraction and revenue share. There's a weekly live stream that leadership does as well. So yes, Real Broker absolutely has a lot of training, and I absolutely love how their model works. At my last brokerage, for me to get training, I'd have to take time out of my day to drive to the office and actually attend the training in person, which was very, very frustrating. There was no live training I could watch from home. There was no archive, of 400 video training sessions that I got instant access to. None of that. I absolutely prefer having all my training online and let me do it, from home compared to having to go into a physical office like I used to. The next question that I get is, how do I earn 100% commission? And yeah, it's absolutely possible. This happens after you cap. So Real Broker has an 85-15 split, which means that you keep 85% of your commission, 15% of it goes to Real Broker until you pay them $12,000 a year. After you pay them that $12,000 out of your commissions, then you've capped and you keep 100% of your commission from that point on until your cap resets, which is every year. And so for you to pay them $12,000 on an 85-15 split, that means you need to earn about $80,000 in commission. And once you hit that, then you would have capped and you can get to keep 100% of your commission. Now, when you cap, you also get a bonus of 750 shares in the company. Now, at one point, those shares were worth as much as $3 a share. I think right now we're in a recession, so they're significantly lower than that. But nonetheless, you get free stock in the company when you do cap. Now, I do want to point out that after you cap, there is a $225 transaction fee on every transaction after that, but you do not pay that before you cap. That only happens after you cap. So you keep 100% of your commission minus a $225 transaction fee. So the next question is, what makes Real Broker different from other cloud-based brokerages? And this is an excellent, excellent question. And the answer to that question is the culture. I know this sounds a little cliche, but obviously there is another major cloud-based brokerage out there. Their culture is very heavily focused on recruiting and growing the company. And they do this by setting these really large goals of having 1 million agents. Most of their training is focused on recruiting and agent attraction. They put their agents with the biggest revenue shares and downlines up on pedestals as like examples for everybody else. And they just talk about recruiting a lot. That's part of their culture, is focusing on growing the company. Real Broker realized that the vast majority of agents want to join a cloud-based brokerage not to be a full-time recruiter, but to be a producing agent and just have the advantages of the technology and have advantages of a cloud-based brokerage. So they're deliberately trying to shift their culture away from that. And so their culture is focused on growing the agents, not growing the company. And so the majority of Real Brokers training is focused on helping the agents, right? Helping develop them as real estate agents and grow their own personal businesses. And if they ever do put an agent up on a pedestal and recognizes them, it's not for their downline, it's for them actually being producing agents and growing big businesses, or maybe their YouTube videos or their video marketing techniques. Right? That's the type of culture that they really want to focus on. At Real Broker, they have 0 agent count goals, right? Other companies, they want to get 1 million agents. Real doesn't set goals like that at all. It's just not part of their culture. What Tamir, the CEO of the company, says is that they're focused on the agent experience, and they know that their agent count will grow if they just focus on that agent experience. And that is the biggest, most significant difference between Real Broker versus other cloud brokerages, is the culture of the company. At Real, the culture is focused on helping the agents grow rather than the culture being focused on the company growing. So the next question is, does Real Broker provide an office space? And the answer to that is simply no. Real Broker does not have any physical brick and mortar offices that you can use. It is a cloud-based brokerage, completely digital. Now, most real estate agents at Real, they do work from a home office. However, we got plenty that do want that office environment, and so they go out and they rent their own office space for them to go to daily. Now, one thing I often get people asking me is like, well, what if I want to meet with a client somewhere? Now, what I personally do is I use my title company's conference room. Your title company is more than happy to let you use their conference room and for you to owe them a favor. So I use my title company's conference room all the time if I have a client that wants to meet face-to-face. I've even used my lender's conference room as well. So, not having a physical office really has not hampered my business at all. I can still meet with clients in conference rooms and talk to them face-to-face if I need to. And I personally find it far more convenient to be working from a home office like this. So the next question is, what if I need support? Yeah, great question. So Real Broker actually has excellent support. I've had a really great experience with them, and they actually have support built right into their agent app. So within the app, if you want to talk to somebody right now, you can easily just say, call customer support. You click on that, you hit dial, and instantly you can be connected to a real human being and get support on the vast majority of issues that you may have. Now, let's say you don't really need to talk to somebody right then and there. You can actually go up to the ask a question and you can get into a chat conversation with somebody from support to help answer your questions. And you can also email support as well, and this is what I typically do. So Real Broker does provide 24/7 support through phone calls, texts, or emails, whichever one you prefer. So the next question is, does Real Broker provide any technology? This is a definite yes. It absolutely provides a lot of technology we have access to. So one of my favorite ones is Workplace. So Workplace was created by Facebook, but it's only for users in an organization. So we have everybody at Reels in Workplace. This is really how we collaborate and mastermind and talk to each other, and how we provide training to one another. In here is where you're going to find that database of 400 plus video training courses. And in here is where you're going to access all the live training that Real Broker has, as well as the weekly masterminds. Every state is going to have their own groups. You can talk to people within your local state as well if you have any specific questions. And so that is Workplace, and that's pretty like at the core of the culture of the company. Real Broker also has SkySlope. SkySlope is what we use for transactional management and compliance. This is how we submit our contracts for compliance to our brokers. I absolutely love it. It is incredibly simple and easy to use. Real Broker also has DigiSign. DigiSign is how we digitally get our contracts put together and signed by our client. So you can put your contract together, you can send it out, get signatures on it. That is DigiSign. And then Real Broker also has an excellent agent app. I absolutely love this agent app. I've never had an app like this in my entire real estate business. Shows me all the stats and numbers and figures for my personal business right there on my phone, and I love it. It's very clean and easy to use. Now, Real Broker also gives you the option to sign up for Chime as well. Chime is an incredibly powerful and easy to use website and CRM. It is literally one of the best website and CRMs in the entire industry that you can get. Chime is typically $500 a month for that. Real Broker has worked out a deal where its agents get it for $25 a month. $25 a month, you're getting this $500 a month piece of software. It is incredibly powerful, and it's really at the core of a lot of real estate agents' businesses. And personally, I like that they made this optional. So if you already have a website and a CRM, when you come over, you're not stuck paying for software that you're not going to use. There are other companies that they have a required technology fee that you're paying into, whether you use their technology or not. So I really like that they actually made this Chime website and CRM optional for $25 a month. Number 7, do you have to pay for E&O insurance? And the answer to this is no. Like, you do have E&O insurance, but Real Broker pays for it, actually part of your $12,000 a year cap. So at Real, you simply got one less fee than you probably are paying at most other brokerages. Number 8 is, how do I earn free stock in the company? Yes, excellent question. There's actually 4 different ways to earn completely free stock in the company. The first one is just by capping. When you fully pay that $12,000 cap, Real Broker is going to give you 750 shares of stock in the company. So if you're producing at least $80,000 in commission a year, you're going to get free stock in the company. The second way is through agent attraction. If you attract an agent to the company, they put you down as their sponsor, when they close their first transaction, Real Broker is going to give you 250 shares of stock in the company. The third way is through their stock purchase program. So as of right now, when you buy stock out of your commission before you cap, Real Broker will give you free 25% bonus stock on top of that purchase. After you cap, they'll give you free 50% bonus on that purchase. And so that is absolutely a fantastic deal and a no-brainer. And the last way to get free stock is with their Elite Agent Award. Once you hit certain milestones in your business, Real Broker will give you $24,000 worth of completely free stock in the company. And so those are the 4 different ways you can earn completely free stock in the company just for hitting certain milestones in your own personal business. The next question is, are there any monthly fees? And the answer to this is essentially no. The only possible monthly fee would be if you wanted to sign up for Chime, and that's $25 a month, and that is optional. Now, Real Broker does have an annual fee. They have a $500 annual fee that gets taken out of your first 2 transactions of the year, so $250 and $250. And what I actually like about this is that you're not paying this fee until you actually have money coming in. So if you're an investor or a newer agent or not doing much production right now, you don't have the weight of a monthly fee dragging you down every month. You only pay that annual fee when you actually have money coming in. So the next question is, how do I get paid? So this actually is going to be dependent on your state. Here in Maryland, I used to just get paid right at the table. They'd cut me a check at the table and I'd cash it immediately. Maryland then changed their laws about 6 months ago. Now I need to actually mail my commission check to my broker, and then my broker will direct deposit the money into my bank account. So this really is a state-specific question, but Real Broker does allow you to get paid at the closing table if your state allows it. If they don't, then Real Broker can direct deposit your commission directly into your bank account. And this usually only takes 1, maybe 2 days after I close on a transaction. So the next question is, how do I join Real Broker? So I'd say the first step in that is to actually schedule a Zoom call with me. I'd be more than happy to hop on a Zoom call with you, talk to you about your businesses and the advantage of Real Broker, and see if it'd be a good fit for you. After you do that, or if you want to skip that step, then you can click on the link in the description of this video, which will take you to the Real Broker website. You click on I'm ready to join. It'll take you to a contact form, which you need to fill out your contact information. Then it'll take you to the independent contractor agreement. Any brokerage that you join, there's going to be an independent contractor agreement. Here's where you can review yours and sign it. In the section about your sponsor into the company, it'll ask you who most influenced you to join the company. Feel free to put my name down, Malcolm Lawson, and that'll put me in your upline when you join. Now, after you sign your ICA, you're not with a company just yet. The next step is that you need to transfer your license with your state from your past brokerage to your new broker. Once that happens, once your state transfers the license, then you'll officially be at Real Broker. And once you sign the ICA, Real Broker will email you instructions on how to transfer your license within your state. Now, I have some people that they can do that instantly, that everything's digital, and with their state, within just 1 day, they can have their license transferred over. I know other people that their state requires them to physically drive somewhere and deliver a piece of paper, and it can take several days, even a week, for their state to transfer the license to the new broker. So this is really going to be a state-specific thing, a state by state of how long it'll take. But usually it only takes a few days for somebody to get their license transferred, and then they'll be fully integrated into the company, and the company will start emailing you your login information for all the different technologies that they provide. And so if you're interested in joining Real Broker, I'd be more than happy to hop on a video call with you, talk to you a little bit more about the company, see if it'd be a good fit for you. Why don't you email me at malcolm@livinginmaryland.com to set up a time. Or if you want to learn a little bit more about the company first, you can check out this video I did right here where I do a complete breakdown of Real Broker. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.